thumbnail. I had glasses on that. I'm like, what is going on? Who's making these thumbnails? Who's making these thumbnails? All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday show. Doo-dah. Doo-dah. Welcome to the Wednesday show. Oh, do-do-dot-day. Oh, do-do-dot-day. All right. I'm glad everyone can be here today. Let's go to live chat. Got a great show. I got 2 people waiting. I hope Danny made it. I had a lot of people watching. I have 3 people watching now. I had a lot of people watching yesterday. Hey, Ed, good to see you. The other day, but like Monday, nobody was there, and I really, it wasn't really a good show on Monday, but today is going to be a good show. Today is going to be a good show. Once I find my account, Protinkertoys.com. Here we go. There I am. All right. I got 9 people watching, 1 like. Thank you. Good morning, Miker. Chucky B. Good morning, everybody. Let me turn the lights on and I'll glow. All righty. I got 10 people. Ahoy, Tinkerheads. Ahoy, everybody. So today in the live stream, I mentioned yesterday, good morning to all PTT fans in the USA. 13 stripes, 50 stars. We don't give a damn who you are. 13 stripes, 50 stars. We don't give a damn who you are. That's like the U.S. chant for soccer. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Why is Bryan so quiet out at Myrtle Beach? He's relaxing. He's getting some R&R. He needs it. He works hard. He works hard for the money. All right, gentlemen. So, did a lot of research on this stuff. Mac, what's going on in Wayne these days? It's just sweltering hot. Well, funny you should mention that because we're actually going to go outside later, and you'll see Wayne for what it is. It's just a small oil town. There's like just 2 roads, no stop signs. The whole young crew went quiet. Yes, they did. They're on vacation. Of course they're going to go quiet. They're taking care of the family needs. So that's why I'm doing the live stream. That's why Magic Mac is here, taking care of business, entertaining you in the shed. I would actually rather see it this way, with Mac only. Time for Tinker to retire. Hey guys, hey, the original Adam Hurt, the one, the only Adam Hurt. So first, just to get things started, talk about current events, because it's got to be a little bit of a news station. Did you see Paraguay beat Germany in the World Cup? So, we play Germany. Everyone plays a friendly before the group stages, right? So the group stages, 4 teams are in a group. They each play each other. The 2 with the best record move on to the knockout phase. I think it's like the knockout 32. So there was like A through L. And we were in Australia and America. We beat Australia, Paraguay, and we lost to Turkey. But Turkey lost to Australia. But before all that, we played Germany, right? And we lost to Germany like 2-1 in the friendly. So this is a friendly before the group stage. Everyone does a friendly. before the group stage. But then our first game, we played Paraguay, and we spanked them. We beat them like 3-1. And then Paraguay played Germany in the knockout round, and Paraguay ended up beating Germany in a shootout. Germany hadn't lost a shootout ever. So, like, this was kind of a big deal. All the German fans were like, yeah, we're going to shootouts where we're good. And they ended up losing. So, boop, they got to pack their bags. They got to get the hell out of Dodge. So that was interesting. And don't get me wrong, 3 great finishes yesterday, Mac. Yeah, I'm not the biggest soccer fan. Hey, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Rob. I'm not the biggest soccer fan out there. I just, I'm staying in touch because it's the World Cup, and it's in the United States. It hasn't been in the United States since 1994, so it's kind of a big deal. But I have to, for me to understand it, like, because we lost to Turkey, and I was like, we lost? That sucks. And then I was watching Colin Cowherd, and he's like, guys, don't worry, that's like week 17. They didn't have any of the starters. I was like, oh, that makes sense, right? Like, they weren't playing they didn't want to injure their starters, so like, because it didn't matter if we lost. We were going to the knockout round, and Turkey was already eliminated, so like, they had to beat us. So that's that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so that's like kind of the World Cup. That's your current events for today from yours truly, Magic Mac. Following, I'm just following the World Cup because it's here. We got like until the end of this month. Like the group stage is like just like fun, but this is where it matters, the knockout rounds, because it's gonna be like, I think it may be 32, and it goes to half, and I think we played the third. We played Bosnia maybe. Dude, someone was floating around. We played England on the 4th of July. Like, people were like, yeah, we should play England on the 4th of July. I was like, one, they'd crush us. Harry Kane is he's the top scorer for England's history. So, that's saying something. But no, that's not true. I think we're playing Bosnia-Herzegovina. So they are pretty good. Why do they get 2 names? Why does the country get Bosnia-Herzegovina? Like, what is it like? Could they not be like, but I would not call this land. Did they just not agree on the name? So they're like, fine, just put it in and. It's Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Herzegovinas were like, nah, it's not Bosnia, it's Herzegovina, and the other way around. I'm not sure. But we're playing them. And I don't think we're going to win. I don't. I mean, if you guys are big soccer fans, let me know in the comments. Oh, I lost 3 people. I started talking about soccer, and 3 people dipped out. They didn't like it. Was 3 great finishes today. Adam is in. Rob Rodriguez is in the house. We're doing our thing. So I don't like to. I'm not like Bryan. We are USA, American. Yeah, I know, dude. Me too. We're American. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm an American. I'm an NFL fan. What is the Jerry Seinfeld stand-up bit? I don't know what Gary about soccer. Like, I get it. Like, it's changed, right? Like, I don't know if boomers can kind of. The older you get, the more you're like, yeah, whatever. Like, you just don't care. I only get into it. I get into it because it's not so much the game, it's the culture around the game, right? Plus, I want people to like my sport, which is American football, so I want to be courteous to them. I love American football. I love baseball. I love hockey. I think it would go. My favorite sports would have to be, football and combat sports or UFCs. Those are my 2. Like, they're pretty neck and neck. Then it would go, and hockey's getting up there. I'm trying to get more into hockey. It's just hard to follow because, like, dude, the NFL has figured it out. I lost another person because I'm talking sports. The NFL and NASCAR is another thing I'm trying to get more into. The NFL figured it out. There's only one football and they wear helmets. I mean, yeah, it would have been great if we played England and kicked their butt. Dude, that would have been great. That would have been on our 250th, been like, and that's another one. Take that, right? The only football is played with helmets. There's some truth to that. But, like, here's the thing, is I love American football, right? I love my football, right? I grew up with it. I understand it. I know the culture. I love it, right? To me, it is the greatest thing ever, right? We could have a new anniversary, yes. It's the greatest thing ever. But you can't convert the other side to your view if you don't accept their sport, right? So you got to accept their sport and be like, I'm not just gonna be like, screw soccer. Do I think it's a children's game? I do. Do I think it's a little weird that these, like, Europeans are coming over and be like, hey, he's a good soccer player? To me, that's like being good at hide and seek or tag. I think it is a little weird, but, like, I have to get past that. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, they're athletes in your sense, but, like, I mean, England does have rugby, but, like, ultimately all sports are stupid unless you have a culture around it. Like, nobody's gonna go to a ping pong tournament, but, like, in China, it's a big deal because there's a culture behind table tennis. So that's kind of why I've been getting into soccer more because, the NFL is trying to go to Europe. And every time the NFL has gone to Europe, it's been disastrous, right? Mac, I paid my invoice so Bryan doesn't get mad at you. Keep it up. All right. Yeah, I hooked you up, man. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you, Rob. So did Victor. The Rodriguez's taking care of business. So yeah, that was good. But what was I getting at? Yeah, that's pretty much, dude. Yesterday, like, all this, like, watching soccer just made me want football season to start. Like, yesterday I love listening to, he is on vacation. I love listening to marching bands. I don't know about you. So, like, I love, like, if I'm on my way to work, I'll play Ohio State theme song. What is it called? Motto or whatnot. I'll play Michigan's. I'll play all the big ones. I'll play all the Big Ten schools, all the SEC schools. I just like it, because, like, growing up, you would hear it on TV, but you're like, oh, that's associated with them, Like, I instantly knew the Michigan one. Dun, dun, dun. I'd heard it so much, and I, like, cringe every time I kind of hear it. I cringe in a way. I'm like, because, like, growing up, they used to spank us. I'm old enough to remember when Michigan used to beat us up quite a bit, but now not so much. But I like college. I like the NFL. But today is a good day because we are going to talk about RCs. And so I kind of do a little bit of a tangent for the first 10 minutes to get everybody in and situated. I don't believe I received an invoice. Well, let me take care of that, Scott. You may not have received an invoice, Scott. I may have made a whoopsie. I made another funny. Okay, hold on. All right, we play Bosnia-Herzegovina at 8 p.m. tonight. 8 p.m. All right, so 1 second. Let me, oh, snap. This thing needs to, lock in, bro. Lock in. All right, there we go. My apologies. That was crazy. We play Bosnia-Herzegovina tonight at 8 p.m. So good luck to our team. Go USA. 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 All the way. USA. 13 stripes. 50 stars. We don't give a damn who you are. Bada bing, bada bang, 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 bang. That's Fred Flint. I am going to Scott P. Scott P. La da da dee. La da da da. Scott P51. Resending it. Resending. Message has been resent. Message has been resent. All right, gentlemen. So today, let us talk about a few things. First things first. Where did I put it? I'll put it right over there. I didn't put it over here. First things first, let's take a gander at this item right here. I don't know if this is going to work. Ho, 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 it does. It does. It kind of works. We've got the Big Bear 2. This is Bryan's one that he messes around with. This kind of works. Oh, bro, it does. Look at that. Look at that. That's the Big Bear 2. That's a used one. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So this is just a cheap piece of plastic, but it's only protecting the parts. It's only, you don't really need this to do much. You can you have to replace these quite a bit. They're just in there, essentially making a cover. They have more of an aesthetic than a. They have an aesthetic and a practical purpose, right? But this is the Big Bear 2. This is our, I would say, one of our best RCs. All right, now it's not spinning. So enough of that. Good morning, Bruce. So, the Big Bear 2. This is the Big Bear 2. We're going to go over this today. We're going to go over this. So, let's talk RCs. It's RC season. It is time to get outside, touch grass. If you have, a grandchild, you'll be the coolest grandparent ever. If you, I don't know about you guys, but I still remember the RC we had as a kid. We had I'll find it, bro. Dude, I'll find it and I'll show you guys. Good morning, Fred Flint and the Fembots. Fred Flint and the Fembots. Green. RC. All right, dude. This I just realized something. It was a Tyco that I had as a kid. I didn't even know that. It was a Tyco Typhoon. It was that right there, the green one. I had a Tyco Typhoon as a child. This is it right here. Where's it at? Oh, show me the green one. This right here, Motorcraft. Hovercraft. I had a Tyco Typhoon. Specifically, where'd it go? Specifically this green one. Why does it keep showing me? Like, it shows me the green one. It was this one right here, the Typhoon 2. This is exact. I remember that. I remember all this, right? Growing up, we had a pond and we got one. But like the thing about my parents was they were against like it was kind of smart, but like they were against any toy with batteries. They didn't want toys because like they'd be like, he's just gonna eat up all the batteries. Except the Game Boy had a rechargeable battery, so like I was allowed to get one of those. But like any toy that required like 10 batteries, they're like, no, it's just a money pit. It's kind of smart. They were Midwest parents, okay, so they weren't stingy, but they're just like, hey, like if a Super Soaker, you know, you're gonna you can recharge, you know, you just got to pump it. But any Nerf gun or anything like that with batteries was no bueno. So today we're kind of going to talk about RCs. All right. Also, I want to extend this. I'm going to be going over to you guys in the comments. I would say I know we still waiting on my invoice. I'm pretty sure it was sent last night, Fred Flint. You might have to check with one of your fembots. She didn't get the email. Check the spam. Let me see. Fred. Yeah, dude, I'm looking. I still have your account pulled up. I know that. Let's see. Did I send the email? Did I send it? Something failed, Fred. The last. There was a failed delivery. I got to look into it. I'm not sure what happened. I am not sure what happened. Go to drafts. Let's all right, I'll resend it, Fred, but I'm not going to send it out until I figure out why the last one failed. This is just what it says. It says June 19th failed delivery. That was a race night auction. And it says there's UPS too on the way. What's going on here? Show details. Return cannot deliver. I know exactly why. It's UPS and went to a PO box. Never mind. That was probably who did that one. Probably me. Who? Yeah, that was me. I will. I'll resend that. I will resend that. So, yeah, I sent UPS to a PO box. Duh. That was my bad. We didn't like them either. I don't. What are we talking about? We didn't like. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I got you covered, Fred. Otherwise, he's gonna send his fembots to kill me. They'll be like, these boots are made for walking, and then, you know, the things come out. They start shooting people. From Austin Powers. All right, maybe. Anyways, no. Going back to RC's battery. We didn't. Oh yeah, batteries. Yeah. Yeah, but you're as old as my parents there, Rob. Probably the same. Yeah, dude. Like, it makes sense, right? Uh, you know, my dad wasn't really into doing hobbies with me. Like Brian was into doing hobbies with his kids. Uh, my dad was more doing sports. He was more into like, all right, let's like throw the football around and stuff, or go to a base or teach play catch and stuff like that. But my dad did have hobbies. My dad was into uh, we're in Toledo. He was into glass blowing, and he had like, dude, my dad was an interesting guy, construction worker with an art degree. So, like, he knew like all these artists and stuff, but like to make a living, he like swung a hammer, right? It was kind of just the type of guy. I don't know. He was like of both worlds, the blue collar and the artisan, I guess. Anyways, um, but I wanted to extend kind of, if you want to add something as I'm talking about this, because I'd say my knowledge of RCs, I didn't grow up with them. I had one, and then it broke, and my parents were like, "We're not fixing this," because they saw stuff like that as just like a continuous. They didn't want to get stuck in something where like I was expecting them to fix it, and like they couldn't, or they didn't want to. Yeah, he's still around. My dad's 70. He was born in 52, so whatever, 74. Yeah, he's still doing. He's still kicking. You can barely hear. Um, Both parents are still alive. Very fortunate. It kind of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that play where it's Gilbert and Sullivan, Pirates of Panzan, and like the Pirates of Panzan, their one rule is they would never kill an orphan, right? And so they run into this general that has all these daughters, and he's like really old, right? And he's like, "You can't kill me. I'm an orphan." And they're like, "Oh, he knows the one rule that all pirates abide by is we cannot kill orphans." Right? And then in the next scene, the general's crying, right? And he's really old. He's really old. And they're like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "I'm not an orphan," like meaning his parents were still alive. Like, and that play was in the 1800s, but what I like about that play is it's like there's a song that's "I am the very model of a modern major general throughout," or what is it? "I am the very model of a modern major general. I have information, animal, vegetable, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the battles here historical." I don't know. I'm not gonna sing for you, but you know that one. "I am the very model of a modern major general." So moral of that story is do not send UPS to a PO box. Rule one. But anyways, we're going to talk about RCs, and today we're talking about the Big Bear, and in the Big Bear, which is kind of like our flagship. So let's kind of start with what categories people fall into. Okay. So I was talking about my parents. And my parents, there are two categories: a toy, and there are levels within each category. So there's like the toy category of RCs, and the hobby level of RCs, right? So like my parents, when I was growing up, they just wanted to buy McHenry. McHenry? What are you doing with those lyrics? Oh, I was just singing a song. I was talking about a play, the Pirates of Panzan. So there's the toy level. Good morning. And then there's the hobby level. Okay. Now the toy level is where my parents wanted to be because they didn't want to get caught up in like a toy that cost them, like $100 to, fix every time it broke. So there are RCs out there, and we sell a few of them. They're anything like under $50 or $100. Those are toy RCs, right? But today we're going to talk about what we specialize in at Protinkertoys is hobby level. Now there are degrees of each one, right? So you can get like $150 toy level RC, right? and when it breaks, it breaks. You know, like you're not going to fix a toy RC. You're just going to get a new one. That's the big difference between the two is like interchangeable parts, right? You can get a hobby level RC repaired. All right, you would not get a toy level RC repaired. You just wouldn't do it. You just buy another one, right? So and that's really where you draw the line. If it's better to just buy a brand new one, that's the toy. If it's better to replace parts, that's the hobby level. Okay, so we have a watch toy that's a RC. So like the thing comes in a watch. Like we have these cans, right? That you crack open the can. There's a little RC car in there, and you work it. Those are toy level, right? They had parts. They have parts for hundreds now. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they do. I'm sure like, but you just don't want to get caught up in something where they have parts, but like it's just better to buy a new one. Just don't buy the remote control plane that I bought. It's junk. Good morning, Anthony Bateman. Those are from HRP or Hobby, whatnot. They're downstairs. I don't know much about them. I do know they come from a reputable company, but you know, that's where I don't want to be. And I wouldn't want to sell something like that. I'm disappointed Anthony doesn't like them. Is the line? Are you bidding tomorrow night, or do I have a chance? So everyone's got a chance tomorrow. So like I wouldn't want to buy something and then like have to immediately fix it. And what was I talking about? I'm like reading the comments, and that's distracting me. So I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I bought a hobby level RC and I'm changing it like I'm changing parts like it's toy level, right? So like if you get a hobby level RC, even if you're within the entry level zone, you shouldn't have like a toy level RC is going to be a lot more fragile, right? It's not meant to beat up. It's just meant to be a toy, right? It's meant to give that kid that rush of dopamine when they open it. Oh, thanks, Dad. Da 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 da. Love you, man. You're the best dad ever. But like, it's not like, and there's a reason for that, right? Like, if you want the kid to get your kid an RC, but not have to spend $50 every month fixing it. Yeah, I spent $99 at that hobby store near mine, and a real radio, not a bullshit radio. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. He just kind of bought those. I don't know much about those Red Baron ones. I gotta put on that channel too. I gave to my grandson, but my son-in-law is in control of it. Anthony Banks closed. Hard to believe. All right, enough of this Bateman savings and loans talk. All right, we're talking about RC and your debacle. I'm gonna ban everybody that's doing this. All right, your debacle, enough, is distracting me from my presentation. All right, we're talking about RCs. Okay. So I can't remember what I was saying. I wouldn't be stuck in a position where I was paying like $50 a month to fix a kid toy, right? Like, you know, I can see where Rob's coming from, where he didn't do the better things than my parents. It's like, Dad, it broke again. That's another $50, right? You just want to give your kids something that is indestructible because you're like, they're gonna break it, they're gonna mess with it, you know. And so, like, anytime we sell RCs and slot cars, and the guy's like, "Hey, my grandkids are gonna play with it," you know, we recommend this or we recommend that. So, Bryan, through his connections, through his years of like, dude, Bryan knows so many people in the toy industry. He's like, people know him. People know Ryan, and Bryan. Bryan. Bryan has connections, right? I'm not saying like he's some mob boss Don, where he's like, oh yeah, like, oh Don the Bryan, thank you so much. He's not like that, but he just knows guys that are good importers, right? He knows a guy. And we have this relationship. Hey, Chris, we have this relationship with IMX, and we're able to get a great product. Now, IMX, I think, is really the best bang for your buck out there because you're getting parts that are solid without paying the premium price. So, like, for example, we sell Oxford instead of Lego. If you buy Lego, you're buying the brand. If you buy Oxford, you're buying the product, right? So there's a difference between buying the brand and buying the product. So with IMX, you're buying the product. If you want an RC that works, that you're going to have a lot of fun with, it's going to be IMX. Nothing fancy in the means of, like, you know, they're not trying to dress it up like it's a Ferrari, okay? It's an RC. Have fun, right? And I'll demonstrate that today. So we have the Big Bear 2, which I showed earlier. And let me kind of go over some points with it. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay, let's go here. Okay, so this is the Big Bear 2. And what is good about the Big Bear 2? The Big Bear 2 has oversized off-wheel tires. And this will be demonstrated today. Oversized off-wheel tires. Look at those right there. Look at those tires, bro. I got to flip this around because you guys are going to see the opposite of what I see. I got to remember that I got to do this correctly. Whoop, whoop. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, damn. What happened? And I'm debating, is it worth getting a Speed Racer slot car set? Why Speed Racer? It's worth it to get any set depending on what you're trying to do. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to... If you're a Speed Racer fan, yes, it's worth it. If you are a... I think we're back. Dude, did this go... This is not... Oh, shoot. Hold on. Bro, technical difficulties. I forgot to flip it. Now we're good. Now we're good. I got to do this first. And then that. And then lock it. All right. The channel went blank again. Black screen. No, I got it. Thank you, Anthony. All right. So, we've got the Big Bear 2. We've got this right here. So I gotta look. I gotta look at this screen. So the screen is right there, and I gotta stay here. Okay. So it's got oversized off-road tires. Okay. Where are we at? There we are. Look at the tread on that one. So this one is like this is like a year's worth of Bryan doing this. Okay. Look at that right there. So these tires for the Big Bear 2 are like very good. They're like off-road tires. Okay. Then you have a high ground clearance. Right, so let me demonstrate that. Just took this out. All right, so high ground clearance. Look at, oh dude, I'm so stupid. I gotta do that now. Look at how high that is off the ground. Dude. Dude, I feel stupid. I was like, okay, I was like looking at the thing. All right, hold on. I got to do this. This would make me nuts. I'm like, I am so grateful you guys are patient with me. I'm so grateful. 4-wheel drive. This is 4-wheel drive. You got that right there to protect it. And metal differentials. Right there. See that part? How that's metal? On a lot of RCs, that's plastic. Even these shocks are metal. Okay, like the things that usually break first are usually plastic on cheaper models. So, and that can go up to 30 miles an hour. The Big Bear 2 can go up to 30 miles an hour. That's insane, right? It actually makes me a little nervous to, when I first saw it, I was like, how is this legal? I mean, because my mind goes places. Let's see if I can, I know how it is when you're driving, listening to the channel. Yeah, I hope. I'm driving. All is good. Thank you. It is like one of those things where I'm like, they're like, okay, I go to a place where I'm like, what if somebody strapped a bomb or something to this, right? Because I'm like, holy crap, this is fast. This is not like it is definitely not a toy. So, and that is another thing that separates the two categories, the toy level, right? So, like at the hobby level, like it's like Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. These can go 30 miles an hour. That is fast, right? Man, that is. This could go 30 miles an hour, which is fast for a toy. So that's where like another thing is like the stats, like how fast it could go. That's where you kind of separate like, is this a toy or is this a hobby? And the Big Bear 2 can go 30 miles an hour. Now let's talk the battery. This is the battery right here. This one. Let's use this one. All right, and if you guys have anything to add about, I know how it is too when you're driving. Okay, this is the battery right here. Little polymer right there. See how there's two wires? One's for charging and one is for the device, okay? So, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to charge this battery. 3 to 4 hours to charge this little polymer 7.4 volts. Hyde is true. Used to be a fighter, bodybuilding, and a porn star. Show. Yeah, he was a fireman and a bodybuilder. So this takes like 3 to 4 hours to charge, and you get about 20 to 30 minutes of actual drive time. The reason that is because RCs, especially at this level, at the hobby level, are meant for performance, right? Like if you wanted to get like a better battery one, you'd have to spend thousands of dollars, right? This is where you can spend the most money, is in the battery, okay? And the motor. Motor and the battery are the two things, right? So what RC manufacturers do is they essentially just give you a battery to do like 20 minutes. And if you want to do more time, you just get another battery, right? And so that's where, this setup kind of works. Now, we sell these. This is the Weekender Max right here. See my setup? So I've got the charger here. I'm charging this battery, and I'm going to use this battery. I think I used this battery earlier. But this is the Weekender Max right here. The Weekender Max is on our website. It's got a light. See that light? It gets brighter. Turns off. It's got a light here. Look at that. It's got a plug right there, a plug right there. The input's right there. It's got a fan too. So this is available at our website, the Weekender Max. Then we have our yellow one, which is just a Weekender. This is like $160, and the Weekender is about $100. If you go to their website, this is through Rock Solar. It'll be cheaper, but they come from Canada, and you have to pay an importer fee, and you'll actually end up paying a lot more if you buy it through their website. We pay the importer fee, so you don't have to. So that is the caveat, because people are like, oh, it's cheaper at their website. Yes, but you have to pay an importer fee, and it's best to deal with a business instead of having to pay it yourself. You have to pay it on the spot when they show up, and it can be up to $100, because we get screwed on that importer fee all the time. In fact, like, we have to have a serious talk about shipping to Canada. We have to have a business meeting. So like, I wouldn't if anything is in Canada, and you ship anything other than USPS, you're paying the importer fee, because they can charge one, and they can charge. Dude, we've sent stuff up to Canada that was like $19.99, and they had to pay $40. So it was a $40 importer fee for an item that was $20. It's out of hand, right? So that is why it is best to buy through us, because, and then, dude, bro, they showed up, and we have the same UPS driver, right? And his name's Bryan Lemons, and we're always, he comes in every day around like 4:35, and we always shoot shit. So when he has a delivery, he comes in the morning, and then he picks up. And Bryan was somewhere, but Lemons was like, hey, when they deliver it, you have to pay the amount, dude. We had to pay like $150 for our order, and Bryan didn't want to pay it, and I was like, bro, because he was like, we're a business, we shouldn't have to pay. I don't know, it was something crazy. He was not happy, but we ended up paying it. Danny got me a check. That's what happened, and I just wrote it for the amount. But like, that importer fee will get you. It's not good. So it's best just to buy through us, because we've already paid it for you, and we included it into the price, right? That's what sucks about buying in Canada. I wish they would change it. If you do buy UPS or USPS, you could get it, but like months down the line, because Canadian Post, it has to go Canadian Post, and their track record is horrible. Their track record is so bad. I try everything in my power not to ship it that way. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. Anyways, I digress. So this is a portable power station. A portable power station. It's got lithium batteries, which is important. So this is a lithium battery, and this is a lithium battery, or Lily polymer. Lily polymer, right? Good morning. And if you guys know anything about RCs or power stations, or have any experience with any of these items, feel free to comment. Comment about this stuff I'm talking about. Comment about RCs instead of each other. All right, this isn't the playground. This is a place for business. This is like how we make a living, right? So let's talk RCs. because we want to have fun at the end of the day. We want to have fun with these RCs. We want to have a good time. I want you to understand that we are selling a product here. We're a business, and you know, I'm doing this is like a Billy Mays OxyClean infomercial for you. But like you can interact and it's fun, and there is a bit of a community. But let's keep all the comments about RCs. So moving forward, that's the Big Bear. You can. Let's talk. I gotta just do something real quick. What's interesting about these power stations is currently I'm powering the iPad. If we look, where are we at? Where's my camera? What do I see? Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? No, you do not. Okay. If you look right there, let me just turn this around. This is the Weekender Max. That's the Weekender Max. That's how I'm powering all of the iPads. That's how I'm powering all of the iPads, is with a power station reverse. So I have to put it in this station, right? Which is upside down. Now it's not. Now it's not upside down. However, every iPad has this button on it, which always gets hit by that thing right there. So like here, I'm trying to put it in. Then I gotta be so delicate not to hit that one corner. That's what's happening. But this is my iPhone, or this is my phone. This phone's like 5 years old. It's doing it again. Is it? Oh my God! Can you see? We flip it around. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. This is it. How is it? Oh. All right. You're going to have to bear with me. It's going to be backwards. All right. It's going to be backwards. Because I just have a bunch of iPads. I apologize sincerely. There's just I'm working with just iPads. Right? I'm just working with iPads. It's going to bother me. Hold on. All right. So if I keep it like this, and then this, and this, everything is good. Everything is good. Why did it turn off again? Why is it off? Why is it off? It keeps doing that. Hold on. I'm getting it, bro. I'm getting it. All right, we're good. Dude, sorry. I am sorry. Sorry. So, dude, bro, I can't. I'm like that. I have to have it a certain way. This is my phone. Zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. You guys, that would make me dizzy. And eventually your phone will, any battery on any device you have will eventually die out, right? However, this is the real deal. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, Rob. Ha 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 ha. Every battery you have will die, except this is a solid battery. This will last a bit. And I didn't have this charged last night. I wasn't charging this. I was charging my phone with it, and I'm just there. So I don't know about you, but like, if you are at the airport or anything like that, you're fighting over an outlet. You're gonna be like, hey, I seen it first, but with this right here, you know, all I do, this is mine, I take this, it's got these four here, put it in, good to go. Now, why this is important is I can take this out when we hit the road, right? And I can be wheeling and dealing. You could do four of these. You could do 4 batteries with this Weekender by Rock Solar. And again, the price you see is with the importer fee. If you don't believe me, go ahead and buy it for yourself. Just let you know you've been warned. Okay. So we continue. So that's the Big Bear 2. That's a must for all your charger needs. Yeah, Rob bought one. Rob could tell you all about it. I really like it. You know, I stole one for myself. We have the Weekender, which is an orange one, right? And then this is the Weekender Max. This is 150, and then the Weekender's 100. Then there's the Weekender Max Pro, which is another yellow one, which is one that Bryan, that's over there. I don't believe we have that one in stock, but get them while you can. We sell one about every other week. They're really good. You know, if you're traveling, if you're going camping, if you're doing like, especially nowadays, or you're messing with these RCs, right? So that's why we're going to be using this Weekender today. It's not the weekend, but it is the Weekender, and it's got 2 flashlights on it. I thought that was pretty neat. It's got a flashlight, you know, in case you need one. So, help. That'll save you. It has a USB-C, USB 2, USB 4, 3, 1, a 2, a 3. Light, there's your input, and it's pretty durable. Very durable. Very compact, right? So, this is like my keyboard. It's smaller than that. It's smaller than my little keyboard extension. What else can I compare to? Yeah, it's very compact. The other one, the Weekender Max, the Weekender Max Pro, which is like, you know, $200, is a lot bigger. It's a little bit more heavy duty. I do like that one, but like for everyday carry, this is perfect. You power your laptop. You don't have to like look for a outlet. You know, dude, every time I go to the library, like just because I gotta leave the house to get stuff done. I gotta like find a spot in the library to really hammer out focus, right? And this, like, dude, I'm looking for an outlet every single time I'm there. And there's always some hobo, you know, like, taking up all the outlets. There's some, like, I live in Bowling Green, Ohio, right? Bowling Green, Ohio is a college town. It's a small college town. I think BGSU, Bowling Green State University, has like 25,000 students, which is a decent amount. It's a MAC school, you know, Northwest Ohio. And the thing about Bowling Green is it's got a bunch of old hippies, right? People that don't wear shoes in the summertime. I don't know what's going on. Um, and in Bowling Green, like I'm talking bad hygiene hippies, right? Like not hobos, but actual, peace, love, rock and roll, went to Woodstock hippies. And they always are at the library taking all the outlets, right? And they always vote like there's a big Green Party presence in Bowling Green. Like the Greens that think everyone should drive an electric car. And they go to city council meetings and they say that like climate change is going to destroy Bowling Green. It's crazy. I can't make this up. Right? And they're always at the coffee shop getting free refills, but they're always taking outlets at the library. Right? That was my rant. So, you got milk on your titty. I got milk. No, it's this is like a piece of grass. I got milk on my kitty, and if you take in the field, yes, that's a must. And if you take in the field, you have the solar panel. It did look like that, David. When you said that, I looked at it. I was like, that does kind of look like milk. But these hippies are always taken up, because they have no money and they have no retirement. They're just on Social Security, and all they do is go to the library, barefoot, mind you, and just use the computers all day, right? And like I like using the library computers because it's like, as God is my witness, every laptop I've ever owned has been one, outdated within a year, or two, the first version of something really crappy. So like I had Windows Vista. I spent all my graduation money. I had this big graduation party. I invited everybody, and everybody gave me $20, right? And so like at the end of it all, I had like $2,000. So I spent that $2,000 on like school, moving dorm supplies and a laptop. Getting sheets and all that stuff you have to get for college, right? And I bought this HP laptop that had Windows Vista. It didn't even last a year, right? So this is why I like going to the library. And the problem that I have with the library is that all the outlets are used, right? Some chick's always on her phone talking too loud, or some old guy. And so like I need to leave the house to get work done. Like if I have to really do something studious, right? If I have to like type something up, I gotta leave the house because otherwise, I have to find my Walden's Pond, if you will. And so there's always something like you would think the library, but there's always something going on there. So this is what will help you if you gotta get work done, and you need a quiet place with no outlets. This is where this is gonna come in handy, right? If you need to get on a computer, you need to do your taxes, you need to write a letter to a strange family member. You need to, hammer out some invoices, and you just don't want anyone to. You want to put your phone on do not disturb and get this work done. This will let you do that. You could go to the park. In fact, I might do that from now on. Like that was an idea that turned into something I probably want to do. You got milk, time to cook lunch, baked beans, possum, smoked crawdad, cool. Went to Myrtle Beach and Merrill's Inlet Hobby last week and bought some good cars before Bryan got there. Nice. Is the hang up on your side? I don't know. But this is where this Weekender Pro or Weekender Max comes in. It's model RS81 Max. Romeo Sierra 81 Max, lithium batteries. Okay? So this is important for charging the battery of your item, right? And you know it's charging when it's flashing. Right there. Come on. Oh, I got to turn it on. You got to do it. You turn it on, turn the button, and then now we're charging. Beep, beep, beep. We're going right along. So then for the Big Bear 2, you will need batteries for the remote. Just get some rechargeable ones of these. You can plug it into that. And you can start rocking and rolling. Okay. So now, what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. So that's kind of the first hour. Now for the second hour, I'm going to try and show this thing off, right? So we're going to go where no man has gone before. So right here, I'm going to show this thing off. Unplug all these. Unplug them all. I'm going to show this thing up. I'm just going to take this one off. I don't really need it. So working with the Big Bear, right? You know, you have your transmitter. This is your brushless motor. What am I looking at? Hold on, I gotta move this to right here. I gotta move that down. Move this to the side. I don't like that. Is that good? Looks like a battleship. You sunk my bed. So there's your motor. This is your Dean connector right there. Your lights, your tires, all the good stuff, right? So in order to turn this on, so this works with this. This charges it, right? But then to connect it, you got your Dean connector, which goes into here. Pretty straightforward, but just like that. Looky, looky. Okay. I want to do this right. So how am I going to put this in? Hold on. So this goes down. How am I doing this? I think what I do is I do it like this. How do I get that around here? Oh, there. It's right there. So, are you too good for your home? Right? Look, look. And then they're smart enough because you're going to go 30 miles an hour. You can go 30 miles an hour to put the battery in. Look at that. Secured. Okay. There's that. The Big Bear 2. Then we'll put this on. Okay. And then we'll put the pins back in. They're just going right, huh? They're going right there. And this one goes in right now. Good morning, slot car. How are you doing? All right. All right, there's that. So that is the Big Bear 2. Right? So in order for us to turn it on, you want to make sure that's in there, is you have to power on and off right there. So now it's on. And we have this. Is this the right remote? Oh my God. You were working earlier. Hold on. know, because it doesn't say. One of these remotes. So this is not a good sign. This is like no go when these are flashing. I think it's this one. So I gotta turn this off. So it's off. This is off. So I turn maybe... Dude, I just was messing with this. I turn this on. It's making a nice doot, 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 doot. I don't know if you can hear it. All right. There we go. We have fire. Bro, that's dangerous. That is dangerous. And then this. So this. It's rear wheel. If you're getting a good view of that. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. All right, there you go. The gyration of his hips. All right. So now, what am I doing? Why aren't you not, Bro, what are you doing? It's like locked in. I'm gonna break this thing if it doesn't. It's locked. It shouldn't be locked. Maybe it's locked in place there. Yo, bro. This. Oh, here we go. All right, dude. It was. I thought I was gonna break it. So let me get situated. I think one of these can go outside. We'll see. Let me know how the live stream's going. I'm gonna bring this outside. I gotta get my sunglasses, otherwise I'm gonna go blind. Now remember, this is gonna go roughly 30 miles an hour. Okay. So while that's doing that, I'm gonna make sure this one's charging, and we're going to actually. I don't want to mess with that right now. All right, I'm gonna get this going. All right, it is hot out there today, gentlemen. All right, it's this is like really heavy. We're gonna use both hands. Oh snap! Both hands. I should have just taken the iPad. I didn't want to mess with it. The hell with it, bro. It is scorching hot out here. It is so hot out here. It's like stepping into a warm bath. Can you see me all right? So we're just outside. I got my thing out here. This is the shed. We call it the shed, but it's really a two-story building. There's the shed. It's really a two-story building, and their house is right there, but this is the shed. This is really like dude, people, I should be like, yeah, it's at Bryan's shed. People over the phone are like, what? Why are you sending me to a shed? But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna get the Big Bear 2, and we're gonna take a look at it. I mean, you guys should be glad you can't feel the heat. It is hot. It is hot. All right, so how do I want to do this? I'll go right here. I want to get the whole road. Yay, outside. Yep. So why am I going in reverse? I screwed that up. Now, if you look, I hear a car coming. There's a Mustang coming my way. There is, what can you see? If you look, this is Bryan's yard. The grass is really high. The grass is really, really high. He hasn't mowed in 2 weeks. And Mark isn't mowing. I don't know why. But this Big Bear 2 is going to make this look easy. Ah! Ah! All right, that was an operator error. Yeah, I hit the camera. It's in. I don't. Dude, bro, I've got this tripod here, so I can kind of see what I've got going on. Where I see what you see as money tree. No, this is and I hit that. I hit the tripod. No, this God damn it. We're in the middle of BFE in Wayne. Wayne's kind of a Look how easily. Look at those donuts. Do you see those? Look at that. I'm getting the hang of it. Ha ha ha! Man, I wish you would have seen that on camera, but it's just me here today. I'm still going, bro. Just doing donuts. I'm tearing up Bryan the Tinker's yard. God damn it. It's in reverse. I don't know why it's in reverse. I can't figure out how to. So pressing down goes backwards instead of pressing forward. So like my instincts are off. Look at that. I'm just gonna keep going until this runs out of battery. You can alter it. Let's see if I can. Okay. You see, where are we at? You see that little hoop thing? I want to see if I can make it through there. I gotta guide this just right, gentlemen. I gotta guide it just right through the. Oh! Ah! Go again! Am I stuck? Come on, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Up. Fail. All right. I'm trying to make it through that hoop. battery. I think. Let me try it again. So I'm going to turn it off. I think we ran out of battery. No, we're still in power. Time. Try it again. I mean, I am sweating. It is hot out here. Turn on, turn this on at the same time. So, uh-oh. God damn it. So I have power to it. But the throttle is not working now. Oh, here we go. So yeah, I think that is the battery mode. So I think it'll it will die out, and then it gets like this, or the throttle won't work because that's the most energy expenditure, because it can go 30 miles an hour. So that's kind of the runtime on those right there. Let me I know that sounds perverted. Yeah, I didn't know, dude. It's hot. It's hot, David. That's not perverted. I am profusely sweating right now. I am profusely sweating right now. It is so hot out here. Like even the iPad is warm to the touch. So I got to go back inside and cool off. So I was really running it there. So that was roughly like 15, 20 minutes of battery life, right? So it's not much. That's why it's always recommended to get multiple batteries, because you're doing high energy expenditures on dude, David. Maybe I'm covered in sweat. That's why it looked hot. It's because I was extremely hot. You know, and for like a Facebook Live or YouTube Live, that's not a bad, showing for it. I was having a little operator difficulty because for some reason between when I used it last to now, and also I was using that for like 10 minutes before I started the live stream to get the hang of it, and during that time, I inverted the throttle, so it was backwards to what I was just using it as. So I was like kind of losing. I was kind of like, all right, now it's in reverse, I guess. But that's where everything that I mentioned before, kind of like the power supply, the power station, those come in handy, right? So you can charge up the next battery and work on. You can just use it. It's such a practical buy. Let me get the other iPad or the stand real quick. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, it was really hot out there. It feels like 105, they say, here in Northwest Ohio. Lock that in. And let me hop squat. And let's get back to this. Let's get back to the live stream. Let's get back to the live stream. Because I haven't seen any of your comments. Protinkertoys. Alright, we're back here. I have a confession. I have a confession. These stupid YouTube ads. We're live. Alright, so it says 89 here. Yeah, so it's like 89, I think, where we're at. But it feels like, no problem. I'm a 5-hour drive from him. Temperature 84 in Massachusetts right now. Good one, Cool and Luke. 88 in Wayne Mac. Yep. The car is pretty good driving in the grass like that. Alright, the phone goes, talk. Yeah, y'all horse crap smells better than Daniel's cologne. Daniel's cologne smells good. Cool and Luke, disgusting. Cool, Luke, you're definitely hilarious. Mac, what's the temperature? 88 or something. So Mac got it. William B. McHenry is the man. Thanks so much. Wow. Wow. Enjoyed that show very much. Thank you. Yes. So that is the Big Bear 2. That is fun. Like that releases the inner kid in me. So let's see if changing the battery. So I'm pretty sure, like, and I was going backwards and forwards a lot. So like I'd stop and go backwards. And like changing the gears, changing from forward to back, and then like just gunning it, really eats away at the battery. So that's why a power station is necessary. You could power 4 batteries at once, right? Yeah, that battery's warm. So let's see if this is back in on it. Back in the saddle again. So I'm gonna do it like this. Look at this. Get in my belly. Alright, screw that. I'm doing it like this then. So put the better. Oh, my nail. Push my nail back. And then connect that right there. And then that should be good. And then turn these on at the same time. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty fun. So I could go back out there right now and start tearing it up again. But it is so hot I won't. I'm going to turn this off and turn this off. So that is the Big Bear 2. It's always recommended to get a couple batteries. batteries are kind of the lifeblood of. I gotta like lower this. They're the lifeblood of the device, and they can extend the fun time. It is recommended to get 3 batteries depending on the quality of battery you want to get. I mean, you can get the batteries from anybody, but we'd like you to get them from us. You just have to match up the voltage and all that to make sure that it's all correct. A little rule of thumb with batteries, you just this doesn't tell me anything. Where did I put the other battery? Where did I put the battery? I just had it. I lost my. It's not in there, isn't it? Right here. Okay, so it's got to be 1800 amps, 7.4 voltage, right? So if you just Google that, you can get batteries from anywhere, and RCs, and that's a durable RC. That's why I like it, because like I hadn't done RCs in a minute, but the Big Bear 2, that RC is pretty legit. Now I'm gonna keep charging these, and I might make a video later today when I get home. But RCs are. This is RC season. This is perfect. It's not really perfect weather because I was sweating out there. Drive careful. Hey, I have to take off. Slot family to take care of some bills. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Anthony Bateman. I prefer to watch Mac. He sure does no negative bullshit. Mac does better than Bryan with SCX Digital. See ya. Take care. Drive carefully. Yeah. See ya, Anthony. All right. But I mean, if you are a slot car guy, you are also a RC person, right? It's the same thing, right? But I think a lot of guys, there's no collecting RCs really. It's more of a performance hobby. And so if you have this like desire to race your slot cars that are rare, or you just have this itch that you wanna race something fast and good. I do this RCs. So RCs are fun in the sense that it takes a lot more skill to do an RC than a slot car, but slot cars are faster to set up and go, right? Once you get the track set up and go, you're racing. You're racing like it's like race now. RCs, and it's as long as you want to do it for slot cars. RCs depends on how many batteries you have, right? So they have their pluses and their minuses, but like RC, a lot more skill, a lot more ability. You don't have to set up a track. You don't have to designate a spot in your house just for RCs. You just go outside. You go to the park. That's what's fun about RCs. So like in the wintertime, you get your slot car fix, right? You get to race. You set up your track. You race when you want. That's cool about slot cars. It's controlled. It's like, hey, this is here. I'm setting it up. I'm racing. Like out there, I'm worrying about like another car coming by. You don't have to worry about that with slot cars. But, right now, the weather's nice in the sense that it's sunny. It's too hot, but it's sunny. And so that's where, you get your fix. All right. I'm just trying to help you guys with your addiction. See you, Tony. And then you go out in the heat. Yes. I could never justify the RC cost again. The slot car world, one pair of tires in RC can run my slot cars for years. Well, the Big Bear's only like $229, and so like I kind of went over that earlier. But like you have a toy RC and a hobby RC, and then you have hobby entry level, which is where the Big Bear 2 comes in. It's at a price in which, a toy RC, you're just going to buy a new one. right? You got to look at it different. It's not the same. It's not apples to apples, right? So like with slot cars, you know, they're not really. You don't buy a slot car thinking I'm gonna beat the crap out of this, unless like it's an extra one, right? But like slot cars aren't designed to be beat up because they're on a track that's predetermined, right? And the goal is to keep them on the track, right? That's the skill. With RCs, you have that in mind that you're going to beat it up, right? And so like that's where you can get that like car derby, you know, you're crashing, all that, kind of like that adrenaline rush through an RC. Now, with an RC, you're gonna have to fix it every once in a while, but like, I mean, the Gulf Bel Air was $55.99, you know, but that satisfies a collector's need, your collector's desire. With RC, you get to fill your desire for crashing and donuts and that adrenaline. You get the adrenaline rush a little bit more with RCs. And they have about the same amount when it comes to competition. You can race in RCs and you can race in slot cars, and the competition is the same. You get to feel that desire. But with slot cars, you have that collector's sort of like, I want to collect these and have like a display. With RCs, it's like, let's go, bro. It's Ricky Bobby. Nobody's commenting. I hope that all makes sense. I hope you guys can relate. Let me know in the comments your experience with RCs. I like it when you guys comment, even if it's not like the best thing. Down here in Texas, this is a slot car time. We are indoors in AC in the summer. Oh, yeah, that's true. Kenneth, you're absolutely right. I didn't think about it like that, but that is true. Because it's like, dude, my buddy lives in Fort Worth, and they get over 100 in some days of 3 digits. I'm like, bro, that is too hot. It's not even 100 here, and I was sweating. So yeah, like I could see that, Kenneth. So yeah, I talked about slot cars the other day, so I was going to talk about RC today. We did get the Gulf 55 Bel Air in, which is this right here, the Gulf 55 Bel Air. It's an extraction chassis. Gulf. I went over all the stickers, all the decals on it. It's a great little piece of Protinkertoys memorabilia. But yeah, the Big Bear 2 is where, you know, if you want to get something for yourself or someone that you love, the Big Bear 2 is kind of the right sweet spot. It's not to the extreme. Everything that needs to be durable in a toy is durable, and everything that is expensive in the hobby side of it is a little bit more affordable, right? So it's like the best of both worlds, right? It's got, you know, it's not too expensive where like you're not spending $3,000 on it, but at the same time, it's not like some cheap knockoff. It is definitely something that can be replaced and repaired. All right, so I'm going to look at this. So let me kind of go over the battery and everything. Let me get this. All right. I'll be able to see your comments through here, and I'm going to use this. All right, so let's talk battery capacity. Before you buy, all right, connector. The Big Bear 2 uses a Dean or T-plug. This is a T-plug right there. See how it forms a T? So this goes into the mechanism, and this is the charging plug. Okay. So the bolt, if you're buying another battery, make sure the Dean connector is compatible, or you'll have to buy another part, an adapter. So what is nothing is standardized on RC batteries because it's a hobby. It's not like your phone, where everything has to use the C outlet now, right? Everything has to use that. This, not so much, because it's more of a toy, or more of a non-essential. Like, if you want to get on it, you can. So this is considered a Dean or a T-plug. And then this is the voltage, right? You have to match the voltage on here. Always match the voltage. So if your part says 7.4 voltage, you got to have a 7.4, right? Now, battery capacity, or MAH, that's like the gas tank, right? So like, is it an 1800, 2200, or 3 grand, or 3K? The longer the runtime, but not a higher speed. It's just the longer the runtime. So the mega amp works on it's the gas tank of the battery. Okay. Now, once you get the correct, T-plug, correct voltage, and correct mega amp, the other thing that you need to think about when getting another battery is, will it fit in the thing, right? So you got to think of that, right? So what's unique about all RCs is this one, it straps in, right? So you gotta know your. That's why it wasn't fitting, is there's rocks in there. That's something I didn't know until just now. Look at that rock. There was a rock in every corner of that cavity. Okay. So, and there's the milk that David was talking about. That's where that milk came from, David. Is this right here? So you have to match everything. You have to match the voltage, right? Because voltage is the power going into it. All right. Battery weight, not really too bad. Some customers upgrade. Faster charge time, better battery health. Radio remote, it's 2 gigahertz radio technology, no crystals, no interference. Multiple people can drive together, long range. Brushless motor, more speed, more efficient, less maintenance, long motor life. It's 4-wheel drive, better traction, better handling, easier to drive, and better in grass and gravel. And we demonstrated that out there. And everything can be replaced. So it is a hobby grade RC. Hobby grade meaning it is not a toy. It can go 30 miles an hour, so everything can be replaced. Tires can be replaced, suspension arms can be replaced, shocks can be replaced, gears can be replaced, body can be replaced. And the body is that thing that is just the plastic covering. Servo can be replaced, motor can be replaced. If you crash it, usually repair instead of throwing it away. So the accessories that I would first consider is just get a better battery and a portable charging station. That is the Big Bear 2. Let's go back to live stream. I'm a transplant from PA. Okay. Does anybody know Adam is having an auction tonight? He was on earlier, William. Matt, can you show us the car for auction tomorrow? I'll probably show that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. I'm a transplant from PA. I'm aware of both worlds. I had a commercial raceway, and realized if I had a transporter to 2 locations for year-round slot cars from Star Trek. I don't know. Keith, that's cool. I will show the auctions tomorrow. Right now, we're talking about RCs. So that was the game plan. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about I gotta look at this one. We're talking about the Big Bear 2, Vic. Aren't you interested in the Big Bear 2? You want the Big Bear 2, Victor. You need the Big Bear 2. Do not leave unattended while charging. But these are great ones. Great little batteries for powering up your RC. Anyone else got anything else to add regarding RCs? We have quite a few of them. Let me go to our website, protinkertoys.com. Brands, RCs. Brushless. You have one already. You can always get two there, Rob. You can beat that one up. There's always a bigger fish. There's always we're going to need a bigger boat. There's always a better RC. You have a Big Bear 2. If you have a Big Bear 2, then you already have one. But if you don't, you're missing out. You don't know what good is until you spend the money on the Big Bear. Or if you have a better one that's better than the Big Bear, I don't know what to tell you. You're wrong, and I forgive you. You're wrong, and I forgive you. Well, I know what you don't have, Victor Rodriguez. You don't have a portable power supply. Aren't you like you're mobile, right? You're mobile. You need one of these for your business, there, Victor. You need one of those for your business. You know. See, I got this going on. Victor fixes teeth. He knocks them out. Like, he's got a racket going. He goes around, where's he at? He's somewhere in California. And he hits people in the mouth with a baseball bat and then fixes their teeth. I enjoy the RC tank. Thank you, Fred Flint. It's a racket. I'm kidding. You're not in LA, but I just saw Mayor Bass was like paying for people. I don't get LA sometimes, but like I was following the. This is off topic. This is like the Mac rant. I was following Spencer Pratt because like he was running for mayor of LA, and like he seems like a reasonable dude. He seems like a reasonable guy. You know, like let's not have drug addicts at camping out at playgrounds. Like I'm all for that. You know, and yesterday I follow him on TikTok. Yesterday he was talking about like Mayor Bass's policy on meth addicts getting their teeth fixed. She's like, you can't succeed without teeth. And it's like, well, how about you just get them to stop smoking crack? Let's do that first. Last time I tried a Big Bear, I had to get married. Everything involves getting married. Or Vic, you it must have not gone. Well, you've been married like what, twice? Had a heart, like didn't one of them cause a heart attack? Man, it must have been rough, man. I've never been married, but can't be easy going through a divorce, But you made it. You made it through. Last time, everything difficult. Victor's always like, last time I had to do that, I had to get married. Right? Last time I had to do that, I had to get married. I just find that's funny. Last time I had to do that. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Crackle pop. last time I had to do that? I had to get married. But what was I getting at? Yeah, no. I don't know, dude. What's crazy? This is off topic. It's not really talking about RCs. We're going back to the World Cup. So the World Cup is happening in the United States, and I don't know if any of you guys have social media, but if you do, look up Europeans' reaction to America, and like all these Europeans are like, I owe America an apology. Like they're shocked the way we live, like in a positive light, right? They can't believe our stadiums. They can't believe, our like Buc-ee's and all these businesses that we have that are like iconic to America. And isn't the Big Bear the name of the chief on the state police in Super Trooper? It's Farva. I thought it was Farva in Super Trooper. Hey Farva, what was that? He goes, next one of you says shenanigans, I'm gonna pistol it. And he's like, hey Farva, what was that restaurant with the goofy stuff on the wall and the breadsticks? Oh, you mean shenanigans? They're like, oh. But anyways, these Europeans are coming to the U.S. in the groves, and they're like, wow, this place is actually really nice, and all this like kind of positive stuff about America, like people saying positive things about America, are getting out there. And Keith, that's what I think it is. Keith said all their politicians are brainwashing them. I think that's what it is. Like less than 20% of the UK has air conditioning. Like the other day, I saw in like Germany, same thing. It's 108 in Germany. Like it was like over. It was 3 digits, right? They never get that hot, right? But you need air conditioning. These people are debating whether or not they should get it or not. I'm like, what are you talking about? Why wouldn't you have air conditioning? You heat your house in the wintertime. They're like, oh, it hurts the environment. I'm like, no, it doesn't. There's no emissions to it, right? It just uses electricity. Now, there's the argument where like it's expensive. Electricity is expensive in those countries, but yeah, I think like, bro, you gotta everything that you see on the internet, you gotta take with a grain of salt because like they must be spreading mad rumors about the United States to these Europeans because these people are in absolute shock when they come here, and it's like, like how bad did you think it was, looking and listening, listening and watching back, but I'm confused. Thought we'd get you and Bryan, but like your show, but we're in. Where is Bryan too? Camping with the family? Yes, he's at Myrtle Beach, Don. He's camping with the family. That's what kind of surprises me about this whole social media craze and all that. It's like, what is the real truth? No, the chief, Brian Cox, he said he called him Big Bear when he was boxing with Grady. Oh, really? Super Troopers points for Dave because he mentioned Super Troopers. The snozberries taste like snozberries. Littering and smoking the reefer. Bryan will be back November 1st. Yeah. Wake me up when September ends. Okay, I was thinking, I had a train of thought. I was going somewhere. I was going to look something up. And then I lost my train of thought. I started thinking about Super Troopers. That's one of my favorite movies, is Super Troopers. All like those movies were coming out when I was in college, and so like there's a little bit like My Porkies. They're good. They're good though. They're like, I didn't see Super Troopers 2, and I guess they're now making Super Troopers 3. But yeah, dude, those were some of my favorite movies. Littering and when they chug the syrup. Dude, that was so crazy when they chug the syrup. And then they shoot. He's wearing like the bulletproof jock strap, and they shoot him in the crotch. Like, who thinks of this stuff? Who does that? Oh my god. We turned on AC, opened the cars, and raced them. Yeah. Good stuff, Dave. Good stuff. When September ends. So we're actually getting to the end of things. Bryan will be back November 1st. Were there any questions regarding the Big Bear 2 or the Rock Solar items? The auction will be tomorrow. We'll talk about what's in that. All right, I'll show it in the live stream. But here, I'll be at the shed again because I can get stuff done. I can get stuff ready for it. I kind of got my this is my layer right now until Bryan shows back up. I'll probably just leave it all here for him when he gets back. But the Big Bear 2, any RC from, unless you're in Texas, where Keith is at, because it's super hot in Texas right now, and they got to be indoors. It is RC season. If you're in Texas or where it's super hot, you're in slot car season. Makes sense. So if you have any questions regarding the Big Bear or any IMX RC, it's great fun. RCs are a great way to get outside, work on, great show, Max. Say, yeah, I know. Thank you, David or Dave. Thank you. We'll have Danny brought some SCX up here yesterday. I think we might be auctioning it off, so there might be some SCX tomorrow. I'm definitely going to do okay, so now I'm talking about the auction. I'm definitely going to do a bundle. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Right now, let's just talk RCs. But yeah, this is the Max Pro Weekender. This is a solid piece of equipment. We don't sell that one. But we do a lot of RCs. And the Big Bear 2 is our kind of flagship one. I do like the other ones. I like the Big Bear the most because I have the most experience with it, and it's a beast. The Big Bear 2 is a beast. It's sturdy. It can take a beating. The only thing I don't like about the Big Bear 2, and I don't like about RCs in general, is the battery life. But that can be you can change that, right? You can find a better battery. You're kind of given a standard battery with the one you buy. That's to make the price a little bit more affordable. However, you can upgrade it. Like they spent on the Big Bear 2, they spent a majority of the money on the parts, so the more durable parts. So like I think the Exterminator, the battery is like a little bit better, but the parts are cheaper, but it's still hobby grade, right? So like the Big Bear 2 is kind of the best of both worlds in that sense, where it's like, okay, you get the Big Bear, everything is solid on it. The battery is a little bit wanting more, but that's an easy upgrade on your own part. But like you got to think from a manufacturer's perspective, like that's a good price range of $220 or whatever it is. And so like, okay, then if I saw a bunch of RCs, and kind of what the information I'm giving you is, if I saw a bunch of RCs and it's like, okay, they're all different prices, they're all RCs, what separates this one from that one, and why is this one good and that one not kind of what I'm looking for? If you're looking for an RC that will last, you can beat up, you can do jumps with it, you can do all sorts of, you can really run it through the mud and do all the fun stuff, the stuff that makes you smile. Like, dude, it'll jump stuff, like even if you're not trying to, like it'll just find that incline and go up it, and it'll make you laugh. Like, it's a good laugh. I was laughing quite a bit when I first did it. Like, I wasn't laughing when I was showing you guys because I was like trying to focus, but when I was just by myself doing it, I was having a blast. But the reason the Big Bear is one that Big Bear 2 is the one that I recommend is because they went cheap on the battery, even the 20 minutes, pretty standard, and they went big on the parts. right? And to me, it's like, hey, I can buy another battery, and a battery's easy to fix, right? Or easy to plug in, plug out, plug and play. If you're fixing the shocks, you got to take it apart, right? The battery's the least amount of maintenance to do an upgrade with, right? But it is the most expensive item other than the motor, right? And once you just get the motor down and you want something to take the price off, you just put a little less, more affordable battery in, right? But then once you get it, you just upgrade to a better battery, and then you're having a um, longer time. Mac, do you guys have the green? We do, Vic. Last time I used RC, they had a huge NIAD battery, NICDA. Vic, are you? Yeah, we've got it. We've got it. Yeah, they've got both of those NIMS. I think it's a NIM battery and a um, lithium battery. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Do you see what I see? Okay, here we go. So if your goal is more runtime, you want a battery with the same voltage, the same DIN connector, higher capacity MAH, all right, which is this number right here, the 1800. You want to higher that capacity. And so you just got to make sure the voltage is the same, the mega amps is more, and the connectors match. If they don't, you can also get an adapter. Recommendation for the Big Bear 2, I would stick with the 3000 one. Lithium ion battery with the DIN plug. It gives you noticeable increased runtime without adding much weight to the car. If you measure the battery tray length and width, you can get a comparable battery. And that one, and that is key to get the battery to be able to fit in it. You got to measure it out. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've seen it in the Soccer Devo. We have it. We just got it in yesterday. It's there. I think you have to join the club. Join the club, Victor. Join the club. One of us. One of us. One of us. Join the club. One of us. But enough about slot cars. Any questions? Any questions? Big Bear 2. The Mutant Bear. There was this movie. It's a B movie. I'm a fan of like B horror movies. My brother collects movies left and right, but there's this movie called Prophecy from like the 70s, where it's about this logging company like starts polluting this area, and they put mercury somewhere, and then these bears become mutant bears, and it's called Prophecy because the Indians in the area. There's like a close by reservation, and they had this prophecy of this like super evil monster that come to kill everybody, and like they think it's this animal. It's the bear. It's called Prophecy. It's really good. Total B movie. I don't know. I don't know what I would consider. The acting's not bad. It's actually a decent movie. But it is. It's from like the 70s. I love it. And then I was a big fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 Mystery science. Jesus. 3,000. I'll send them cheesy movies, the worst I can find. Da-da-da. I'll have to sit and watch them all as I monitor his mind. Anybody seen any of those? Now is the time to chat. If you have anything to say, want to add anything to the live stream. Otherwise, in the next, by 12:15, I'll be shutting it down. I just wanted to, oh, I'm not live. I have, there you go. Nice. More points. We're into the same stuff, Dave. Mystery Science Theater, Super Troopers. I'll send them cheesy movies. But anyways, that is the live stream for today. I want you guys, thank you guys for participating. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for positive attitude. Thank you for watching. We thank you for your support. Every little order means the world to us because it all adds up. We got a bunch of Need-O yesterday and it all sold out. So thank you guys for participating in this live stream. I'll be around tomorrow, same time, same place, okay? 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will go over what will be in the auction, so it won't be a surprise. And then I will race one of these. I'll race this. I'll show this off. And then I will auction this off. That's a fact. What is Need-O? Dave, if you don't know what Need-O is, you are you're okay. You're a healthy individual. You're a healthy mind state. No, Need-O is just a kid fad. It's a squishy toy, and the second we get it, like to Bryan's credit, we'll probably have to increase the price. To Bryan's credit, he doesn't like price gouge on these toys, right? People, it's a fad. It's a fad. And people are buying what we sell and selling it for $30. I think after this last one, because they all sold out within 20 minutes, I think we're gonna have to increase the price because I just don't want to make it affordable for these scalpers. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I want to screw over these kids. Just love it. Good to see you too. These kids love these Need-Os. They're just squishy toys. They come in all shapes and sizes. It's all a fad. But normally one that we sell is $1.99, $1.99, right? It's just a small, tiny cube of gushy, stress toy. And we were looking online yesterday. People are buying that one for $1.99 and selling it for $19.99. And it's really tiny. A girl came in yesterday. She said she spent $60 on 2 Need-Os, and we're making our normal margins on them, but for what people are, we want to sell to we're a toy store. We want to sell to kids. People are buying them and just jacking up the price, and people are still buying them after that. So we're probably gonna have to increase the price, bro, because screw these scalpers. It's ridiculous. Because I'll check an email. We'll get it gives us the person's email, and it'll be resale at resale.com, right? Is their email. So I'll go to it and I'll see that it's a website. They have a website as well, and the Need-O products that we sold them were listed for 5 times the amount, and that's just not where we're at. That's not our philosophy here, Like, we just want to make the margin that we make. It'll sell when it sells, you know. But yeah, that's that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for participating. Thanks for being a part of the show. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Without you, we wouldn't be around. So thank you so much. I got to turn this around real quick because I want it to be facing me when I turn it off. So thank you again, everybody. I got 21 likes. It shows it right there. 21 likes. Scalpers, like, they do, bro. I mean, and like, especially like kids' toys. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you scalping kids? It's sick. It really is. And to Bryan's credit, he wants no part of it. You know, but like, all the knee do. Ahoy, Gator man. So Mike Fiegel was a captain of a ship, and they came across the largest gator ever recorded, right? And it was like the Moby Dick of gators. And Mike Fiegel was the one that put the harpoon in it and killed it. And then they used its blubber for oil, for kerosene oil. That's the Mike Fiegel story today. Every time I see Mike Fiegel for the first time, there's a Mike Fiegel story. And that's the gator that he killed. It's like Moby Dick, but Mike Fiegel won at the end, and the ship didn't sink. So now you know. You can take that to the bank. Look it up. It's called, Gator Man's Revenge. So that's that. But oh God. Mike Fiegel doesn't. He's being Mike Fiegel's being Mike Fiegel is being modest. He's being modest about. He's always modest about his stories and his conquests. But yeah, Mike Fiegel actually killed the largest gator ever recorded, and then he wrote a book about it. I can't remember the title, but it's just like the book Moby Dick, but there's a happy ending, and nobody dies except the gator, because they are okay. So nom. All right, guys. I gotta go. I gotta get something to drink. That Mike Fiegel story made me laugh. I hope you got a chuckle out of that. But thank you so much. Catch you on the flip. Stay safe. Stay cool. Drink a lot of water. If you're in Texas, make sure you go fast on the. Make sure you go fast on the track, because it is slot car season in Texas, and everything's big in Texas. But here in Ohio, it's a swamp. See you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow, and tomorrow is auction night. So get ready, spend money. All right, guys. When I worked at a hotel, one in the hot tub. That's funny. You guys have a great day. All right, man. Later.